What is up, all of our fantasy friends? We are the Fantasy Friends Podcast. My name is Erik. You can find me on Twitter at Fantasy Barbecue. To my left, right, I don't know. The man of the hour, the man with the power, the man, the myth, the legend, Jason Mitchell. How you doing, brother?
I'm living strong, as
So
always.
strong.
We're not stopping. Even
Well,
though
I
I
know
have
this.
like zero running backs in fantasy football on all platforms, I'm living strong. They're not, but I am.
You saying that makes me live strong because we're in like every league together. So
Yeah.
that always makes me happy when my competition is hurt. I see you didn't get the dress up memo for our mid-season awards show.
No, but I'm here to dish them out regardless.
Okay. Well, now I feel foolish because I already had to unbutton this top button because I got fat. Actually, you know what? What happened? This is what happened. This shirt shrank around the neck and the belly region.
Mm.
And I feel like that's an epidemic around the world. So I'm going to figure out what the hell's going on with my washing machine.
It's in the Clorox.
It's goddamn Clorox.
It's the Clorox.
It's still very white, though, so that's good. But anyways, we got an awesome show for y'all. We're going to be doing mid-season NFL awards. So we're talking MVPs, Coach of the Year, Coach of the Half of the Year, whatever you want to call it, offensive rookies. Every award that the NFL gives out at the end of the season, Jason and I on Fantasy Friends here are going to be giving those awards out. But before we get to that, Jason, we got You Talking Good?
You talking good?
Oh, we talking good tonight. All right, so this first one, Jason, is you sent it to me. I didn't even know anything about it. Okay, so I'm gonna read off what you gave me a little snippet. I made it my own here. So, ref hip checks a player. Didn't know that Saruman's will has reached the NFL. Aragorn the Marsh scorned by Corriente the Black and White.
Yes, sir.
What in the hell went on with that play?
Honest to God, okay. So first of all, who in the fuck blessed us? And there's my F-bomb for the night, but I had to drop it. Who blessed us with literal Thor? I mean, we had Clay Matthews once upon a time. We had AJ Hawk, but this guy, holy crap. This dude is literally a Nordic god who like roundhouse kicks and it does, ridiculous things after he sacks people. He might be the most interesting character I've ever seen in football. And my first time really seeing him out there and really, seeing what this guy can do, the referee even has to come after him. I mean, Pittsburgh was in awe of this man. He is the All-Father. He is the All-Might. There's no stopping Cassius Marsh.
What is he a linebacker? I don't know anything about this guy.
I don't know where he came from. He just appeared.
Valhalla, apparently.
Did you
or
see
Asgard.
that? Did you see the press conference where he's got like the wolf's bane around him and his like just trickling down hair? Like he looks like fucking Jon Snow. Oh, sorry, F-bomb too. For that.
That's all right.
But he looks like Jon Snow, legitimately in the press conference. He is the wildest character I've ever seen, and I can't believe I'm just now noticing him.
Well, so I didn't see the whole play or anything like that, but I saw the still photos of the ref. Literally, no human being stands like that on the regular, just chest all concave and butt out. And then he throws a flag because of the contact that the ref started.
Well, it was a taunting flag. He hit him with taunting. So what happened was this guy literally flies in. He hits Roethlisberger, gets him down. He gets up and he does, like that. You see it on the Marvel movies. They always try to do that spinning flying kick. I don't really know what you call it. The Captain America movies, he always did his little spinning kick thing. The guy does the little
like a barrel roll type.
Yeah, it's like a barrel roll spin kick type deal. I'm not really sure what you call that, but he does this little kick, and then he celebrates. And what the guy did, and so this is what happened. He walks towards the wrong bench. And then when he realizes that he turns around, that's when the ref pokes his ass out, hip checks him, and then throws the flag and says it's says it's taunting. But he had already begun to correct himself and go back to his bench. So I don't know. I really don't know. To me, it looks awful on the ref. Everybody I watched today was in agreement. I haven't seen anyone take up for the ref at all.
Wow. Well, I heard on the clip that you had sent me, like he's He's ref the Super Bowl. He's done all this other stuff. But hey, man, maybe that's he's got Vegas in his ear saying, "Hey, we need these lines to be right. Like we got
Yeah.
sports betting legal across almost all of America. You better make sure you get a little 15-yard penalties on these guys. Make sure this
Look
shit
at
is
this man.
wow." I mean,
Now you understand.
that's Thor. Like it really, you know what I mean?
You have to understand. He's one of my new favorite players,
He
and I'm going to find out.
He looks like a character from the God of War, like God of War 4 or whatever, when he's in like
Yeah.
Valhalla or wherever the hell he's at, Asgard, I guess.
Right.
Jeez.
Yeah, I'll be looking this guy up.
Oh, Lord. You know what, Jason? This right here is a great segment, or a great segue, I should say. Kenny Goad, our dude from Henry County. What's up, Kenny? Hashtag tighten up.
Yes, sir.
So our next You Talking Good is, can the LA Rams hashtag tighten up after that loss? After a pathetic, like they were 7.5 point favorites, I think.
Smoke sauce.
Dude, Matt Stafford looked like he didn't know what was happening.
We finally have a pass rush.
So that's what we're in a mind meld, I guess.
Go
That's
for
what I
it.
was going to ask is, so the Rams have been really good from the tackle position, right? The offensive tackle position. They don't allow much pressure from that. But Justin Simmons, Autry, those guys, and the stunts that they do with Harold Landry and stuff like that, they were getting pressure up the middle all game long. So is that the recipe, I guess, to rattle Matt Stafford?
It really is, because Autry is a force. You know, we talked about it in the offseason. I told everyone, I'm like, I'm not as excited about Bud Dupree as I'm excited, for Danico Autry. I think he had 9 sacks in Indy last year. And you're just seeing this guy, and he did play. He played like, I don't know, 40% of the snaps or something like that. I don't know, but the guy was not. He was in a rotation, and we bring him in, and you put him beside Jeff Simmons, and what do you think's going to happen? And outside of that, Landry's been budding. You don't see Dupree that much, but Dupree, he draws attention.
Yeah.
So
just because of the name, I guess.
Yeah, and you've seen some of these other linebackers step up. We're still waiting on our middle linebacker. So
Brown?
No, Jayon's been playing.
Yes. Who am I thinking of?
Yeah, it's oh my God, Alabama, Raheem Evans, Rashawn Evans.
Rashawn Evans.
Sorry,
there we go.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he hasn't played so long. I forgot his name, but yeah, Rashawn Evans. He hasn't played
because he was like a first or second round pick for y'all or something, right?
And he was an inside linebacker from day one. So that's a guy you really want out there,
especially when you play a 3-4 defense.
Exactly, and the corners are stepping up too. We're going to get to that later in the show, but that team is playing way above its ceiling. It's creating a new ceiling.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point to say, man, because Baltimore, Buffalo, LA, the Los Angeles Rams, 3 weeks in a row, you've beaten the Titans. I say you, but because you're a Titans fan, but the Titans have beaten 3, playoff locked teams. Those 3 teams are going to the playoffs.
I'm proud.
The Titans have beat them 3 games in a row. And so the thing is, we'll talk about Dallas here in a little bit as well, but they didn't have that emotional letdown, or that they did what they did what great teams do. And they went on the road, they won at home, they did all this stuff, and they got the W. And man, this Titans team is scary. And I think you're going to talk about them a little bit later, Jason.
Oh yeah, we're going to talk about. We're going to get into some extreme detail with it later.
So we'll move on then. The next segment, the next thing we have here for our You Talking Good. Will Deshaun Jackson be enough to replace Henry Ruggs?
All right, look. So you couldn't have asked for a better spot for him, like the way that went out, because I don't think anybody was looking his way. But suddenly, here is a role he can play. My question would just be this: I don't doubt his speed. I don't doubt his ability.
No, I don't think you can.
I just fear that I've seen him injured more than not in the last 4 years. So I hope it works out for him. I look forward to Sunday. I hope we see him in action by then against the Chiefs. There should be every reason to have a high flying game going back and forth. I'm ready. I hope that he can. My money is on no injury.
Yeah, so I won't predict an injury for him just
Yeah.
because but you definitely can. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he is that guy.
I don't
But I
want him
think no, I think Ruggs was more integral to that offense, and he was running short routes, intermediate routes, and he was running the nines, the deep routes and stuff like that too. Deshaun Jackson at 34 years old, at this point in his career, he is a nine route guy. That's what
Yeah.
he's going to run. He's not running outs. He's not running drags. He's not running curls. Maybe he runs a few curls or whatever, but he's just not going to see the playing time. And if my computer was a little faster, I was going to look up Deshaun Jackson's snap percentage. But at this point in time, no, I don't think he can replace Henry Ruggs' production. But you know what? They have to get Brian Edwards going. That man saw 4 targets, 0 receptions last week.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's just I don't think Derek Carr doesn't like him. I'm not going to say that, but there's just something there that Brian Edwards is incredibly, incredibly talented. He needs to go to a different team, though. Like, at this point, you're muted, my man. I can't hear you, brother. Say something. He said, wow. That's what he said. Wow. So while Jason figures that out, we'll get to our last point here. Jason, just feel free to chime in when you get it. Okay, cool. So we'll get to our last point here. The Odell landing spot. So he made it through waivers unscathed without being claimed by anyone. Come out on record saying he wants to he's prioritizing the Green Bay Packers as his team to go to. If I were him, I would probably do the same thing. What are they, 6-2? I think something like that. 6-2, 7-1. No, I think they're 6-2. So yeah, you'd be wanting to go to a team like that who is a championship contender for sure. Give me 1 second. We'll get Jason back in here. There he is.
Can you hear me now?
Got you,
Awesome.
my man.
All right.
So we're just talking about the Odell landing spot. I mentioned that Odell is prioritizing the Green Bay Packers is where he would like to go.
Yeah.
For me, I said that makes sense. If I were him, it makes sense, right? You want to go to a championship contending team, a team that really doesn't have a lot outside of Devontae Adams in the way of pass catchers.
I agree. And just to double back really quickly, all I wanted to say about the Raiders was I just want to see them with a fresh offense that isn't John Gruden's. I really want to see what Carr does with that team, Edwards included, with a fresh offense, fresh take. Moving on.
Yeah. So we did have. Oh, sorry. This is Odell. Let me get your point of view for Odell real quick.
Oh,
we have an opinion in the chat as well.
Do you want that much drama on one team?
I don't.
I don't like it.
Yeah. So Kenny says, I don't think he's going anywhere this year. That's a lot of money for a few games. Fair point. Very fair point. Though I did see that Cleveland is going to pay a percentage of the salary. And then Kenny also says Green Bay does make sense. I agree it makes sense, but that team is playing pretty good right now. But if you think, Jason, I'll get your opinion on this. So Tom Brady was able to kind of wrangle Antonio Brown. Do you think Aaron Rodgers kind of has that same power over someone like Odell Beckham Jr.?
I'm sure he could, but is Aaron Rodgers going to? And I'm not trying to be Terry Bradshaw right now, okay? But is Aaron Rodgers?
That's my money.
Is Aaron Rodgers going to do the things that he needs to do for the team in order to be taken seriously enough to hold Odell accountable? Because the difference between him and Tom Brady is Tom Brady comes to work. Tom Brady don't have no BS. Tom Brady don't have any kind. The most dramatic thing that's happened with Tom Brady is him leaving one woman for another. Nothing to do with football. Yeah. And so Rodgers, the whole situation with COVID, I don't have like extreme opinions about it, but you can see people's points of view when they say, your number one ability is your availability. And he did let him down as a leader. And he could have won that game easily because the Chiefs are just not it right now. They're the team that truly, you went as far as to go get Josh Gordon. Take a chance on Odell. If it doesn't work out, you're already effed. I mean, your season already is gone. I mean, you're not getting anywhere right now. Maybe he does do something. That's a team that I could see. Honestly, I'll give him a shot. I saw that he was in talks with New Orleans, and I'm like, why? For what? Why would you want to? And like that would go back to what Kenny said. Why would New Orleans want to spend money on him? Like, you're not going anywhere. So,
Tran did give us a good point here. He said $3 million less because of passing waivers. So the number I heard was 7.5 mil. So now if it's 4.5 for a contending team, let's say the Packers, let's say the Saints. The Saints are what, 6-3 or 5-4, something like that.
Yeah,
I have to pull up the standings here. But dude, who else do the Saints have to throw the ball to? Alvin Kamara,
probably gone. Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? Like that's it.
Yeah. God,
because Michael Thomas isn't coming back. We know that.
Yeah,
he's not because he's an idiot. Anyways, I'm not going to get on that. Fuck Michael Thomas. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, no, dude. I think that when I really look around at it, and let me see, I had a few teams fired up here for this. When I look at it, I can understand Tampa Bay just continuing to be greedy as crap and having him replace Antonio Brown for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
And I can see Kansas City. Like I said, if you're desperate enough to try Gordon off the street, I mean, why wouldn't you be? I mean, it sounds like you're in the business. And obviously there's an issue because Patty's just staring down Tyreek Hill. He's not looking anywhere else. So obviously there's an issue.
Yeah. Tran says Green Bay, Seattle, Tampa Bay. Only reasonable choices.
Why wouldn't Kansas City be a reasonable choice? It seems like it would be that would be the most logical choice. They suck. They need something. Hey, I'm it. I'm what you need, Patty. You know, let's go. I mean,
but with Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill, they're still not getting it done on offense. You know what I mean? Like, do you want to potentially add a cancer to your locker room for that? You know what I mean? Or do you think that the odds are just going to even out at some point where these two guys or these three guys, Mahomes, Kelce, and Hill, are so talented that it's just going to be like it's going to click and they're going to figure it out.
I mean, if Patrick Mahomes, something's going on with Mecole Hardman. Something's going on with that third and fourth.
Moron, bro. Like
that. I mean, Mahomes looks like he can't look anywhere else. When I watch him play, he is staring down Tyreek Hill.
Yeah,
it's crazy. And so, I'm telling you, man, the guy, he's being held hostage in his own offense. And I'm just telling you, adding a receiver at all at this point, I don't care. Find somebody. Because obviously you can't go anywhere.
Yeah. No, it's a good point. I definitely I like it. Give me one second. We got another thing there. All right, so Tran did respond. It's not that it wouldn't be unreasonable in that case. He would probably cause trouble because he's getting it to Hill or Kelce versus OBJ. Yeah,
he's not getting it to Kelce.
But here, no, he's really not, and it's killing me. I haven't been in a bunch of leagues, but yeah, man. I mean, I don't know OBJ as a person, obviously, but we have enough evidence to say that, yes, he is kind of a diva. And by kind of, I mean he's definitely a diva. If he's not leading the team in targets. However, I don't know. Has he ever been on like an actual like winning team? He hasn't. So, you know, if Kansas City rattles off 8 wins in a row and OBJ's getting 4 receptions a game, I don't think he's going to mind that much, you know. But yeah, anyways, we'll move on here. We have our mid-season awards. That was like super lackluster and anticlimactic. But we're going to be covering, like I said, the coach, MVP, all this other stuff. Jason, I'm going to defer to you, my man. Where would you like to go first? What award would you like to give out?
Let's start with the rookies.
Ooh,
let's get that off the
young blood, number 1. Let's go. All right, so we got offensive rookie of the year. We got defensive rookie of the year. I don't think either one are too controversial. I've seen Jason's. I've seen mine. They are one and the same. So, Jason, would you like to go defense or offense first?
I'll be defense since I want to take that away from you. So you go ahead and be offense.
Well, that's fine. So I'll go offense. Who else can it be besides Jamar Chase? The number 5 overall pick in 2021. The dude is setting records. He is breaking Randy Moss's records.
Again.
You know what I mean? Like, he's just ridiculous. He already has a 200-plus yard game. So he's 11th in target, 14th in receptions, 3rd in receiving yards, and 3rd in receiving touchdowns.
Yeah.
This dude, so I think Jason and I talked about it last week, or at least I admitted that I was wrong to doubt the Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase connection from college. I didn't think it would be there as heavily as it already has been, just because Jamar Chase took the whole year off in 2020 from playing football. And, Joe Burrow looked like he had made a really good connection with T. Higgins.
Right.
I think Jamar Chase profited quite a bit off of T. Higgins being unhealthy and injured to start the season and kind of almost up until now. But dude, Jamar Chase is the truth.
Yeah.
He already might be a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL. Not like for dynasty or anything like that. I'm saying like for real talent-wise in the NFL with the connection that he has with his incredibly talented quarterback, he's probably a top 5 wide receiver already.
Yeah, they do seem like veterans already, don't they?
It's nuts.
It feels natural.
And it's got to make you so happy if you're a Bengals fan. The 16 of you that are actually out there.
Mm-hmm. And you got more than him. I mean, this is the best Bengals team I remember. Even with AJ, even with AJ Green and
TJ Houshmandzadeh.
Yeah. What was?
Oh no, you're talking about Chad Johnson and TJ Houshmandzadeh.
No, I'm saying what was the big guy's name? Oh my God, at running back. Why can't Cedric? Is it Cedric? Why can't I think
Cedric
of this?
Wilson. Benson.
Oh yeah. Stead Ben. Yeah, baby. Even better than
huge.
that team. He was a big boy.
So yeah, I mean, like Tran just popped down in the chat. Yeah, Chase is still on pace for 1,600 to 1,700 freaking receiving yards. I think he's going to blow away the rookie record, which Justin Jefferson, his teammate at LSU, set last season.
I think that has a little something to do with it too.
I agree. Yeah.
So I'm taking defense because I want Eric. I know Eric wanted to brag about this, so I'm just going to take it away from him. I'm going to do it as stale as possible. No, I'm kidding. Micah Parsons, baby. Big old sumbitch. 6'3", 245. The Derrick Henry of defense. Mm-hmm. Jesus Christ. 52 tackles and 5 sacks already through 9 games? 8 games.
8 games. Yeah, they had a week 7 bye. Yep.
5 sacks in 8 games, people. And it's only getting better. If you look at his last 2 appearances, he has become what you expect out of an elite linebacker. And if I'm not mistaken, he's playing up front of the line right now, right? He's putting his hands down and he's rushing the passer.
He's playing a bunch of, he's literally a hybrid at this point.
Yeah.
Just because DeMarcus Lawrence is still not healthy he broke his foot early in the season. Yep.
Yeah, so the guy's playing every defensive position he's capable of. You couldn't ask for a better young, hopefully 16 years from now, still whipping ass for you defensive player. I mean, there's really nobody, some of the corners that came out that we were really, high on. I know one of them got hurt.
Patrick Surtain, J.C. Horn, those guys.
Yeah. They nobody's translated like this.
Yeah. No, it was a weak defensive class, anyways. Your best edge. I think your highest drafted edge rusher was Kwity Paye, I think, at 21 or something like that. Who I think Kwity Paye is really good, but yeah, Micah Parsons, number 2 in pass rate rush, according to Jesus Christ, number 2 in pass rush grade among linebackers, according to PFF. For such a young player, man, that versatility is insane. The Patriots are kind of the poster child for taking these guys, his name escapes me right now. Jamie Collins.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what I mean? And he's an outside linebacker, but he's also he can put his hand in the dirt and rush the passer that way as well. Funny enough, the number 1 rated pass rushing linebacker is Jamie Collins.
Right.
So for Micah Parsons to be 22 years old and doing what he's doing, bro, I mean, that guy is going. This is my problem with him, though. This is my problem. And this is a problem last week when we got the shit beat out of us by Denver. Lack of effort. Lack of effort, man. So that Javonte Williams carry that he got a touchdown on, you saw that, right? There was five. I think it was 4 Dallas defenders on him. He still broke away. You could see Micah Parsons at the bottom of the screen. He's jogging and then he just stopped and walked. You have to hit that pile and you have to gang tackle, you know. So that's very disconcerting for me, and that was a problem in college as well. You heard that from people close to him in college. Lack of effort. Now I think it comes with he is just such a physical freak of nature, like you said, the Derrick Henry of defense. That maybe he at this young age he's still relying on that totally instead of hard work. If my man could put hard work together with his the amazing tools that he has, Micah Parsons can be, like you said, 16 years from now, a Hall of Fame type player. But I don't think there's really anybody else close as far as defensive rookie of the year goes.
No. Nowhere.
Cool. Yeah. So we can move on. Jamar Chase, offensive rookie of the year. Micah Parsons, defensive rookie of the year. Jason, I'm going to throw it back to you. What you want to talk about next, my man?
I think typically you go MVP first, right? Is that right?
Oh, I'm happy to do it.
I think you have to.
Okay.
Because the others won't make sense unless you have the MVP already clearly marked.
That's very fair. That's very fair. I will. Do you want me to go first?
Go for it.
All right. It's boring. It is the chalk pick, but it's Tom Brady.
Okay.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are 6-2. You know good and well. And let me throw this out here real quick because our buddy Tran said Kyler Murray when healthy. Agreed. Kyler Murray has been great. But has he been – I saw yours too, Jason, which I agree with. I definitely think he's honorable mention. But has he been Tom Brady? Let me tell you a couple things about Tom Brady.
Okay.
Number 1 in passing touchdowns. Number 2 in passing yards. He's 121 passing yards behind Matt Stafford despite playing one less game. Number 2 in touchdown percentage. That is the amount of attempts that turn into touchdowns. Number 2 in pass attempts at 44 years old. And number 4 in quarterback rating. It doesn't get any better than that. This team goes as Tom Brady goes. Does he have amazing weapons? Oh, hell yeah. Does he have a great offensive line? Oh, hell yeah. Does he have a great coach that lets him do whatever the fuck he wants to do? Oh, hell yeah. But the fact that the man is 44 years old, the Bucs are, in my opinion, being really slept on as far as like Super Bowl favorites again. We're all talking the Rams, the Cardinals, the Bills, even the Cowboys have been thrown out there, right? The Titans, whoever. They're 6-2, man. They're 6-2. And Tom Brady is only getting better with age, like a fine freaking wine for some reason. So he is my MVP on sheer numbers in general. He's got every other quarterback beat, in my opinion. Now, I will say this. Honorable mention is Derrick Henry. If Derrick Henry hadn't got injured, he would be up there for me because I think he's that important. And I am #running backs don't matter, but Derrick Henry's ass matters.
Yeah, he clearly is. He does. People, I might burn on the cross for this one, but my MVP is Lamar Jackson. You've got 4 fourth-quarter comebacks in 8 games this season. Half the games you've won, you won it on sheer willpower. You don't have the weapons Tom Brady has. You lost your star-studded running group before the season even started. You are everything to that team. You are everything. Anybody else tries to go in there right now, I'm sorry. So there are plenty of guys who can step into Tom Brady's offense and do damage.
Yeah, you're right.
Baltimore is a weird grouping of receivers and a bunch of old men at running back. And then you have Lamar Jackson. And here's the thing about Lamar Jackson. He's already almost past his career total throwing the ball from 2020. He's got 2757, okay, in 2020. He's already thrown 2,209 yards this year, all right? So he didn't even throw for 3,000 last year. He's definitely on pace to throw it this year. He's already scored half as many touchdowns as well in 8 games. So on top of that, he's already ran for 600 yards. Last season was 1,000. He's going to eclipse everything he's ever done. I told you guys before the season started he was my MVP, and I never thought he'd be able to throw the ball the way that he has this year. But he has literally instilled Clark Kent, freaking Superman coming out of his clothes. I'm not the one kind of mentality. Like, I fear him. Like, he is serious at this point. I'm one of the same people that sat here and called games against him in the playoffs last year because I said he couldn't throw the ball when he needed to. Something snapped in that guy. I beyond believe Lamar Jackson is the most important player in the NFL.
And let me say this too: the emergence of Rashad Bateman after his groin injury, dude, it's only going to get better for Lamar Jackson. So I love that call. I really do. As far as most important, if we did it that way, I mean, it'd be Russell Wilson every single year because without Russell Wilson,
but Seattle, I'm that guy. I would vote for him every year.
No, I agree. Seattle would be like a freaking 4-12 team every year without Russell Wilson, but that's beside the point. But Tran had a good comment. Remember when they said they figured out Lamar Jackson? Yeah, his comeback say they didn't figure nothing out.
So, no, because he evolved. He did what everyone said he couldn't do.
Yeah, we got a good. Oh, dude, I love this question here. So we got a quick fantasy question in here. What is Donovan Peoples-Jones's fantasy value after OBJ's departure? I mean, dude, I love DPJ.
Add him everywhere.
The game after, give me 1 second. I'm going to look it up. But the game after OBJ was out, he went the hell off.
And he flashed last year. So we should all be prepped for this. I know I've tried to add him everywhere. Anywhere that he's been available, I'm getting shares. So he should be. This. Would you argue he should be your waiver wire pickup this week? He should be your number one priority.
He did. It probably should have been last week, but agreed. Yeah, I mean, so his last two games. So in week 6 against Arizona, he's not getting a lot of targets. That's a problem. But in week 6 against Arizona, 5 targets, 4 receptions, 101 yards, and 2 touchdowns. His next game against Cincinnati this past week, 3 targets, 2 receptions, 86 yards, and a touchdown. The dude is the deep threat for Baker Mayfield. With the way they run the ball and the way that the play action can work off of that run, as we've seen in Tennessee for the past 2 or 3 years with Tannehill. DPJ can be very, very valuable. However, I wouldn't, he's not I would say he's a volatile wide receiver 3, anywhere between 25 and 36. Now, is he going to exceed that some weeks? Oh, hell yeah. He's done that the past 2 weeks he's played. But I'm a volume guy. I want those targets.
Yep.
Now, let's see how the offense develops after a couple weeks of no Odell Beckham Jr. Maybe he is the number 2 guy. I'll say this much about him. He was a 5-star recruit when I think Michigan was he played for Michigan. He was a 5-star recruit out of high school. He's got all the talent. He's got the size. He's got the speed. He's got the hands. He's got everything. That offense can hold him back, though. That's the only thing I'll say about it. But as far as your question, Anthony, bro, I love Donovan Peoples-Jones as my 3rd wide receiver. Let's go. I'm happy to start him every single week.
Yeah, I see him as a flex guy. That's probably where I'll use him.
Yeah. And then Tran said he'd go DPJ over Landry at this point.
Ooh,
I don't know I'd go that far, but
all the targets.
It depends. You know what I'll say about this Tran though? If you're kind of up against a favorite in your matchup, I'd play DPJ over Landry. Landry will give you a solid floor, but you know what Landry is. He's a 6 reception for 66 yards and maybe a touchdown. So, but thanks for the question, Anthony. We appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, man.
Where were we at? Oh, so we did the MVP. I'm so excited, Jason, to talk about the Offensive Player of the Year.
All right, go for it.
I want you to. I went first this last time, so I want you to go ahead. You go first. Have your moment in the sun, if you will.
Well, offensive player of the year, I'm just flipping it. It's Tom Brady for me. I couldn't give him the MVP, so I'm giving him the O Potty.
The Opati.
The O Potty. He's averaging 3 touchdowns a game, but that's only because he had 2 bad games. Really, the guy's throwing 4 touchdowns a game and over 300 yards and just shitting on people.
Jesus.
And there's no other way to say it. 7 out of 9 weeks, he scored 4 touchdowns a game. Come on, man. He's the most dominant thing you'll ever see in football in general. I gushed over Lamar, but I understand why you gave him the MVP. But, man, I felt that way for 5 years, or if not more. It's probably been 10. But, it's almost – there was a time that I hated Tom Brady. And, in the last 10 years, it transitioned to I must watch the Brady game because this is how football was meant to be played. You know what I mean? I have to watch it because this is perfection and nothing else will deliver this to me. Yeah. And that's literally how I've treated him for so long now that I can't remember when I stopped hating him.
Yeah, dude, it's so funny you say that because I was kind of the same way. You just hate the repeated success and everything, but you got to respect the guy.
Yeah.
It's like LeBron for me. I've never been a LeBron fan, but after all this time, you have to respect him.
You do.
He's number 2 greatest player of all time, not number 1 by any means, but
Yeah.
I thought we were going to disagree there. I thought you were a LeBron over a Jordan guy.
Hell no.
Who am I thinking of? Maybe is it your brother? Your brother's LeBron.
Well, yeah, he has.
Well, he plays for yeah, that's true.
I've got my Michael Jordan. I don't want to jump off here, but I got my Michael Jordan pop from the dunk contest with that teal ass jersey with the. I got my little pop right here on my entertainment center. I'm gonna add Brady when he retires too. I'm gonna have just the greats.
So Trent says Brady makes the football game slow down. It's weird to watch him, but it's like a ballet. You're right, man. It's precision. He isn't Peyton Manning to me, where Peyton Manning was just like genius personified around when he got to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
it was wild. Brady does the same thing, but Peyton is so much more animated about it, and Tom Brady's just more just get it done, surgical, if you will. I don't know.
That's it. It's surgical. That's the word. Peyton, there's a reason they called him the sheriff.
Yeah.
When he got up there, he was gunslinging, but he was damn good, and he hit the target. With Brady, you're right. It's like he's just slicing you up, man. Surgical. Yeah.
You're right. So my offensive player of the year, Jason, you're going to hate it because he's from a hated team of yours. He's from the Indianapolis Colts.
Oh, JT?
Jonathan Taylor.
Okay.
Let me tell you a couple things about this guy. Let me tell you a few. So I'm going to say when I say RB, whatever number that means, I'll just do it this way. He's 17th ranked among RBs in opportunity share, meaning opportunity share means carries plus targets out of the backfield among running backs on a particular team. 60.8. So he's 17th in the league ranked in that. He's 21st ranked in snap share. He's not even seeing 60% of the snaps for his team, 57.9%. However, number 1 in juke rate and yards created, number 2 in evaded tackles, yards per touch, and yards created per touch, which means yards created per touch means that's on him, not his offensive line. This is after blocking is taken into account. Put it that way. Number 3 in breakaway runs, that is runs of 15 yards or more. And he has 328 yards after catch on 23 receptions, dude. Do that math for me real quick. Don't worry, I'll do it for you. He's getting 14.3 yards after catch per reception. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
This is the last thing I'll say. He would be Derrick Henry if he got Derrick Henry's workload.
Oh yeah,
100%, dude.
Yeah, you saw it last year. We talked about we had a show, I don't know, 6 to 9 months ago when we talked about Henry getting those 300 plus carries and that Dalvin Cook was the only person up there. JT was number 3.
Yeah,
as a rookie.
Yeah, that dude's the truth, man. And
yep.
Chad says JT is literally carrying Indy's playoffs hopes on his mustache.
That's going to be hard considering we beat them twice. Better love that wild card, baby.
Oof. But there's my offensive player of the year. Love Jonathan Taylor. I think he is the number one running back in fantasy rest of season. Might be for the rest of his career, man. This dude is ridiculous. So
I love it. No
defensive
arguments.
player of the year?
That D potty.
D Potty.
We ought to agree on this one, and if we don't, I'll be shocked. Trayvon Diggs, and it's not close.
We don't agree, but go ahead.
Whoa. 7 picks in 9 games and 2 touchdowns on the year.
Nice.
I mean, he's the Brady of corners. They have the same, if you look at it, you look at both my offense and defensive player of the years. Right now, we're doing midseason. 7 out of 9 games, they have done their job. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that's the way I look at it right now. Diggs is the scariest person to throw at in the NFL right now, in my opinion. I know this last game is probably got you feeling low, but it happens, man. It happens. I just, you could argue the pass rush. I don't think you guys are that good with the pass rush. I think that's another reason I gave Parsons, the defensive, rookie of the year, is because I think he's doing a lot for the team at a singular position. But that's how you build, right? You build with one guy, excellent pass rusher, excellent corner.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that you see a Dallas defense that's not very different from last year when they were awful, and you see 2 guys who are playing their asses off, and it's working. So I don't know. I have really nothing more to say about it. I mean, Diggs just, when I look around and I think about all the real game changers on defense, he just constantly keeps coming up.
So the reason I don't have him as my defensive player of the year, which I love all your points, like he is a game changer. He can flip the field, with one pass, right? Or with one catch, if you will, whatever you want to say. But he gives up a ton of yards. He's not that scary to throw against. It depends on where you're coming from, Jason. I think it does. So is he going to pick you off? Yeah, he might. But he gives up a lot of yards. He gives up
more than might.
Yeah, exactly. But he gives up a lot of his QB rating against him. I'm trying to look it up real quick. It's not great, man. PFF has him ranked 103rd among cornerbacks as far as his grade goes. Like his coverage grade is in the 40s. Although he's getting a lot of picks and stuff, that's awesome. He's Marcus Peters, basically.
I really like Marcus Peters.
I do too. So I do too. And so I would disagree as well and say that the defense looks night and day from it did last year because Dan Quinn came in, did that cover 3, completely rearranged everything. The problem with last year was everybody knew what Dallas was going to do. They're going to run what's the shit that Chris Richard is it cover 1 that it was cover 1, right? So they're going to run cover 1. They're going to have really simple zone concepts, yada, yada, yada. Now he mixes it up. We play 3-4. Sometimes we play 4-3. Dan Quinn has been really awesome. Anyways, this is not about that. So my defensive player of the year was really hard for me, actually, because it was between 2 guys. It was between Myles Garrett and TJ Watt. TJ Watt got the nod for me.
Okay, that's fair.
Because the only reason is, and dude, we've been on record. We both love Myles Garrett because he's a Mason Rudolph beating son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
But TJ Watt.
Choke slam through the table.
The Undertaker music comes out. Holy shit. I forgot to say this comment. So Kenny says he's 100% pleased with taking JT as his first pick, followed by Tyreek Hill and Cooper Kupp. Yeah, man, I bet you are. That's not too bad at all.
That's good.
But TJ Watt, number 2 in sacks on the season with 11.5. That's only a half sack behind Myles Garrett, who is the sack leader. And TJ Watt's played 2 less games. He was injured in week 3, and they've already had their bye week 2.
Yeah.
Number 3 in pass rush grade, according to PFF. And the only reason Pittsburgh is even a decent defense, because Pittsburgh is pretty much like between 14 and 16 in every category that I saw. I didn't think it was pertinent for me to actually add it to the document. But the only reason they're a decent defense is because of TJ Watt. They don't have good corners. Minka Fitzpatrick is so-so. And they traded Melvin Ingram away. So
I wouldn't say Minka Fitzpatrick is so-so.
he's okay, but he's not a. I don't know. He's not a who's y'all's guy? He's not a Kevin Byard level guy. I don't think anybody is, but dude, he is the Russell Wilson of defensive players. TJ Watt is the Russell Wilson of defensive players.
He is so nasty. He was the first person I wrote down, and I don't know. I saw that pick stat on Trayvon Diggs, and you're right. I should have looked at the QBR. I should have looked at that, but I'll find it real quick. I went completely based off my own eyes. I'm like, that kid is fucking good. Like he is so good. And so we talked about him week 1. I've been watching him since. Maybe I got a little bro crush on him. I don't know. A little man crush on Trayvon Diggs. But you know what? I won't have one on the next guy. Go ahead,
Jason.
Go ahead and tell me all about your comeback player of the year.
So as bad as I wanted to make my comeback player of the year Deshaun Watson because I thought it would be funny.
Oh my God.
/ perverted.
Fuck.
Oh, the show is over.
It's over now.
It's Dak Prescott, man.
Yeah.
The dude, his ankle or his foot was turned like 120 degrees in a direction it shouldn't have been turned last season in week 5 by these dirty ass Giants players, but that's a different story altogether. Mm-hmm. But bro, I mean, he's come back. The Cowboys are 6-2. He's been phenomenal. I don't have his stats off the top of my head here. I didn't write any down because I didn't feel like I needed to, because Dak Prescott, as we've all known, has been just, dude, he's great. He is borderline top 5 quarterback in the NFL when healthy.
Well, I talked a lot about him in the offseason and just how much I gushed over him, really. But mainly his 2019 year. That was just impressive.
Number 2 overall quarterback.
So Dak played 3 games last year, right?
4. I think he played 4.5.
Played 4.5 games. So in 8 games, he's barely. So in 2020, he threw for 1,856 yards. In 2021, in 8 games, he's thrown for 2,045. So he's barely thrown for more than he threw in 4 games. He's doubled the touchdowns, however. I'll give him that. But here's the thing. Why was he able to do that? Well, that's because Ezekiel Elliott has been way more productive than he was in 2020. When we look at Zeke averaged 4 yards per carry in 2020. He's averaging 4.86 now, so you could round up if you wanted to. He's already scored 5 touchdowns. He only scored 6 touchdowns the entire year last year. And he's already rushed for 622 yards when in the entirety of 2020 he rushed for 979. So Ezekiel Elliott is already just burning last year to pieces. And I think that's really kind of helping Dak in a lot of big ways this year. He's not really having to be the same player that he was in 2019. So that's why I'm not giving him the Comeback Player of the Year award. I'm going to do what you said you wouldn't do, and I'm going to get cute, baby. I'm going to get real cute. Matthew Stafford.
There you go.
Matthew Stafford.
I'll be right back. Sorry.
Go for it. I'll just keep on talking.
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford. So, all right. So for those of you still watching, Matthew Stafford, he has thrown for 23 touchdowns already this year. He only threw for 26 last year with Detroit. Holy shit. All right. Like the guy is already blowing his numbers out of the water. Again, these are midseason. So you can imagine, I mean, you could project it to be double. We don't know that, but it's going to be pretty incredible. He's already thrown for 2,771 yards. So nearly 3,000 yards. He only threw for 4,000 all of last season. I think it's clear to say the biggest comeback player this year, if you look at every player in the NFL, where they were last year and where they are today, Matthew Stafford, I just don't see how anyone could argue or debate at all that his situation this year isn't just far more incredible and impressive than what he's done last year or even the year before that. He is the comeback player, even if it's been 2 or 3 years off.
I don't mind that at all. The only point of contention I have for you is, what's the difference between Ezekiel Elliott's 2020 season and 2021 season?
he didn't have a quarterback.
Exactly.
He should have ran the ball more.
You can't run the ball when you don't have the passing game.
I mean, we can go back and look at CeeDee Lamb's numbers as a rookie, nearly 1,000 yards. We can go look at Amari Cooper's numbers. They were clearly passing the ball. Those guys were
because they were down all the time. Your running game comes from game script for the most part. So Kenny says, like that pick, Jason Stafford was my go-to fantasy until he got a hold of Murray. So
hey, that's cool. I did the same thing, but he didn't play for me last week, and it kind of screwed me. I'm back to TB12, baby. But hey, big ups, Kenny.
Hey, dude, Kenny, those are champagne problems to have. You got to decide between Stafford and Kyler Murray. Shoot. You doing all right, man. Not too shabby. So who do we got? The only thing we got left.
My favorite one. Coach, and we agree.
We do agree.
Eureka.
The coach of the year. I don't have anything written down for this, Jason, so I'm just going to, if you don't mind, I'll break the news to everybody.
I'll break it.
Mike Vrabel.
Yes.
Let's talk about somebody who is a coach who coaches through adversity, losing Derrick Henry, who is, in my opinion, should be the MVP. If let's just say if he would stay healthy, stay on his production or whatever. Yep. Terrible defense to start out the year. Getting that week 1 loss to Arizona was embarrassing. I mean, I know it hurt. So Jason and Cam, co-host this pod with me. They were legitimately like sad as fuck. But anyways, man, the fact that he's been able to turn that around, Baltimore, like we talked about, Baltimore, Buffalo, Los Angeles Rams, 3 games in a row in the heart of the season. One of those, I guess, 1.5 of those games without Derrick Henry.
Beat that Colts.
Phenomenal.
Beat that Colts defense twice. Beat Russell Wilson at home. Things happen. Yeah, things happen. And look, with this last win, he actually moved to number 6 in total win percentage over active head coaches. He actually passed Andy Reid to get there. He's only behind. Get this, LaFleur, who. So Aaron Rodgers. He's behind Aaron Rodgers, okay? Because that's all Matt LaFleur has. Because you're not going to tell me he was going to win that many games without Rodgers and that team. Hell no.
We saw what Jordan Love did last week, so
yeah, no. And they didn't have a pass rush last year either. Rodgers willed everything, so don't give me that shit. But so he's behind Matt LaFleur. He's behind him. He's behind Aaron Rodgers, but he's also behind some great coaches here in Sean McVay, Bill Belichick, Mike Tomlin, and Sean Payton. That's some pretty good company. And guess what? If we beat the Saints this week, he'll pass Sean Payton in win percentage and enter the top 5 coaches in the NFL. His current record 7-2. He's done this all season long without a left tackle, his starting left tackle, without his middle linebacker, Rashawn Evans, we talked about that earlier, and both of his starting corners. Okay? He's consistent all the time. He always praises the players first. It's never about him. It's always about the guys. For the boys. You hear us say it all the time. That's where it comes from. It's for the boys. It's not for the team. Or it's not for Vrabel. It's for the boys. And I'm just telling you, this guy is going to continue to do this. We knew about it. He owned the room, when they talked about, his presence. I think I love that he's beside a guy like Sean McVay because that's how I always envisioned him. One of these true new class of young. You know what? I take that back. Let's put Mike Tomlin first in that conversation. He's like Mike Tomlin and Sean McVay. You see these young guys who just have it, and Mike Vrabel has it, and he is a killer.
Dude, I don't even play football. I don't even like the Titans. But when I see him, he has such charisma. I want to run through a brick wall for this guy. I don't know why. Like, he just does, dude. Like, you can tell his players have fun. And at the end of the day, this is a child's game that they get paid a lot of money to play and that we freaking, we way overanalyze. But, bro, man, I absolutely love Mike Vrabel. We got a good comment here from Tran. Give runner-up to John Harbaugh. His relationship with Jackson, I feel like, really helps. John, dude, that whole Ravens organization is just incredible. We've said it many
Harbaugh could
times.
win it. Harbaugh could win it any year. Harbaugh's
Yeah.
problem, the reason he's not up there in that win percentage is because he dealt with Joe Flacco for so long. But that shows you what kind of organization they are.
Yeah.
This shows you how those guys will really, take what they have and make it work.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, Harbaugh could get it any year. I'm good with that. That's my Russell Wilson comparison.
Yeah. Fact. So yeah, Mike Vrabel, Coach of the Year award to end us out here on our mid-season awards. But we got a couple extra things for y'all.
Uh-oh. It's the Juggernaut bitch, and it just got spicier. So this week's Juggernaut from me was a man named Dalvin Cook. We just roll this back real quick because we got a lot of bull crap going on.
Oh,
Dalvin
I just
Cook
saw
is
something extra on it too.
Yes. Dalvin Cook, he's playing the Chargers, who are allowing 5 yards per carry against the bottom 3 this season. So, no, sorry, I read that wrong. He's playing the Chargers. They're allowing 5 yards per carry. That's they're allowing out of every running back. And they're the bottom 3 against the run this season. So, I mean, you're playing, at best, the 29th run defense with the guy you drafted number 2 overall, probably. And there's more. Earlier, we saw that Dalvin Cook would be involved in some kind of extortion and domestic abuse case. And now we're seeing he's been accused of physical and emotional abuse in a lawsuit filed by his ex-girlfriend. So we're going to see a whole lot of drama about that. I would expect him to run his ass off this week, ladies and gentlemen.
Agreed. And it's so funny that you have Dalvin Cook. And I agree with that too, Jason. I mean, this is going to be maybe a historic type game. I have a player from the same team. I try to dig a little deeper on this week here. Okay. Tyler Conklin, the tight end of the Minnesota Vikings. Let me tell you his line, his receiving line since their week 7 bye. 14 targets, 10 receptions, and 102 yards. For a tight end, that's phenomenal. Especially a tight end named Tyler Conklin, who I didn't even know this dude existed until this year.
Right.
And he gets to play literally the best fantasy matchup for tight ends in the Los Angeles Chargers. I think he's going to go off. He hasn't had a touchdown since week 2. I think you're going to see a man. I'll predict now. 5 receptions, 70 yards, and a touchdown. Top 5 tight end performance from Tyler Conklin. Put him in your starting lineups if you're streaming tight end. Play him in your DFS matchups because I think he's going to have a big game.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And for our last segment of the night, it's the Pricks Picks. We are the Pricks. We're doing the picks. Jason, let's get it started here.
All right. Starting
Thursday night game. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, bro.
Oh, no, you got it. If you got it, I'm ready.
No, I was going to say, start with our Thursday night game. Ravens at Dolphins.
I'm taking the Ravens. Easy.
I think we're both going there for sure. Our next game on the slate here, so we're going to do the Thursday night and then all the morning games. The Saints versus the Titans. This is in Nashville.
I'm taking that Mike Vrabel win is going to surpass. He's going to surpass Sean Payton. It's going to be a real good week for us.
Let me just say this: the Saints are the most confusing team in the NFL right now. They can come out and beat anybody, but I will go Titans on this one as well. I mean, they're the hottest team in the NFL.
And we don't know what's going on with Kamara, so you really don't want to lean that way.
What's going on with is it COVID situation or
they're looking for like long-term replacements, so I don't know what's wrong with him.
Huh. So we'll definitely have to we'll have to keep up on that for sure. If you have Kamara on your team, definitely be looking at the news heavily and be ready to pounce on the waiver wire for some sort of comfort there, I guess.
It literally says on the Sleeper app here there have been whispers that he may have gotten banged up in week 9. So they're holding something.
Bills versus Jets.
Bills.
Yeah, I mean, we all laughed last week, but
I mean,
I'll go Bills too.
Mike White's not gonna. No, he's not doing that.
Yeah.
He might be fun to watch, but
Lions at the Steelers.
oh God,
This is a hard one.
I hate this game. Give me the Steelers. If they can beat the Bears, they can beat the Lions.
Yeah, I'm gonna go the Steelers as well, even though I say hashtag never the Steelers, but yeah. Jaguars versus Colts.
Colts, baby.
Yeah, it's Colts. I mean, Jonathan Taylor might run for 250 yards against these fools, dude.
He might.
He really might. Like, it's going to be wild. That guy. So we talk about Tennessee being the hottest team in the NFL. Jonathan Taylor is the hottest player. Like, he's on a hot streak from hell.
He means that sexually.
And I mean that. I mean, he's a handsome son of a bitch. We got Tampa Bay versus Washington, a rematch from the playoffs last season.
And Heineke's going to get his Heineke handed to him. No, I'm good. I'm good.
We're still in agreement. I'm going Tampa Bay as well. This one right here. This is a good game. Browns at Patriots. So you got Baker Mayfield out there. Obviously, he's dealing with the left shoulder issue, the injury. I believe the Patriots are coming. No, they're not coming off a bye. Can they run the ball? That's the big question.
Man.
And the Patriots have not been able to win at home this year.
They haven't. It's that defense. It's not. Yeah, I'm going to lean on the Browns defense. Give me the Browns
defense.
As much as I want to take the Pats, I'm taking that Browns defense.
So, for the sake of us just being a little bit different, and honestly, this game to me, I don't know what the spread is on this one. I should probably look these up while we're doing this. I will go the Patriots. I typically lean who has the better quarterback. With Baker so hobbled as he is,
yeah,
I think it might be pretty even. And the Patriots have a good ass defense, man. They really do. If they can if Damian Harris can run the ball well, here's the problem though. I had heard earlier in the week that Damian Harris and Ramondre Stevenson had both concussion-like issues.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. Right. Tran, thank you so much. Tran comes in here. You didn't tell me who's a favorite, you dumbass. He said -1.5 for one team and then a 45 over and under. Oof. I'll go, dude. No, I got to go Browns. I just can't.
We'll find our fork in the road here in a minute.
We will. All right, so Falcons at Cowboys.
Ooh, give me the Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm going Cowboys as well. They're going to get great teams. Well, great teams don't overlook opponents, which I think is what happened with the Cowboys last week against the Broncos. But great teams get back on track quickly.
Yeah, so, I loved, I meant to say something to you about this. I love that Dak Prescott was like, this is not something that you ever imagined happening. Dude, and I don't think he meant it that way.
Yeah.
But the way he said it, I literally almost fell on the floor. I was like, you don't ever imagine losing to the Denver Broncos. Like, the way he said it was just so
It was so condescending,
yeah.
Right? Dude, it was so funny. I was last night, I was watching the same thing. I was like, Dak, why did you say that? Like, why did you say it like that?
It's not something you ever imagine happening.
He's got too much sleep on his sleep number bed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
His feet are too warm. But yeah, Cowboys, Panthers at Cardinals.
Is Kyler playing? Kyler.
Let me look at the line here real quick, and that'll give us an idea whether he's playing or not. What the fuck, dude? Sorry. We're talking Panthers and Cardinals, right?
Yeah.
I cannot find this game.
Yes,
I do believe Kyler is going to play, though.
My gut tells me he'll play. I'm taking Kyler. Kyler.
Okay. This is crazy, dude. I have not drank that much. I swear to God. Okay. Cardinals, even without. Okay. -10 Cardinals, 44.5 over under. Yeah, I mean, I'm not taking the line, but I'll take the Cardinals regardless. Sam Darnold has been fucking horrible. Like, el horrible.
And I mean, CMC might be back to action, but that's not enough to save you.
I don't think so either. Vikings at Chargers.
Oof.
I think this is going to be the game of the week.
Yeah, give me the Vikings. Kirk Cousins finally finds a way. Keeps losing in overtime.
We found our fork in the road. I'm going Chargers.
Yeah, I like this. Yeah.
I do. I think the Chargers are just better overall, just a better overall team.
Yeah.
I like Herbert a little bit more than you know what's funny though? They match up like as far as like I'm thinking like fantasy positions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like both great quarterbacks.
Both
really good
two.
wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
Really good running backs.
Like
you know, holy shit, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll take the Chargers just based on their defense. I think their defense is a little bit better.
Than their run defense is in the bottom 3.
Well, yeah, their pass defense though.
But yeah, it's way better. But
so if you're right, if the Vikings can control the clock and Dalvin can, run the ball 30 times for, 150 yards, I think they'll be.
I think he
fine.
pulls a Kobe. He's in trouble right now. You got to pull a Kobe. You got to be like, remember how good I am?
Yeah.
Y'all remember. Don't forget about this shit right here.
Oh, now we're talking a good game, dude.
Oh, I hate it. I see it.
Seahawks and Packers.
Give me the Packs. And I'm only saying this. This is what I hate about this matchup. You got Aaron Rodgers out of game. And you got Russell Wilson out several games. But he is supposed to come back this week. And they say Chris Carson will practice tomorrow.
Yep.
So they're banged up. They haven't played in weeks. Give me Aaron Rodgers. Even with the week off, we'll call it a bye. Give me Aaron Rodgers.
I'm taking the Seahawks, man.
Okay.
Russell Wilson. So the way I'm looking at this, and this is based on my gut. So anybody watching that wants any advice for fantasy, just know this is from my gut. Mm-hmm. Listen at your own peril. Russell Wilson starts out the season strong as hell every single season. Yeah. I'm looking at his break as like a new season, like him coming back for a new season. So I think him and Tyler, I almost had Tyler Lockett as my juggernaut of the week based on that mind meld that they have. So I like the Seahawks in this one. And plus the Seahawks are up against the wall. They have to almost win out to get to they don't have to win out, but they need to have a really good record to get into the playoffs. In transit, Vikings can't finish shit. Who we got next? So you went Packers, I went Seahawks. Eagles at Broncos. I don't even want to watch that game.
Giddy up. Let me get the Broncos.
Yeah, man, I can't. In Denver, I'm not going to bet against the Broncos there. Chiefs at the Raiders. The Raiders.
God.
I know. It's just a doo-doo game, dude.
Damn it, Patty. I'm giving him one more time. I'm giving you one more game, Patrick. You fucked me this time. We're done.
Tran says Raiders Chiefs have just been terrible. Agreed, Tran.
Well, I'm still an Andy Reid guy.
So, yeah, I am too, man. And so I'm going to go Chiefs as well, but Derek Carr is my quarterback juggernaut of the week. He's number 3 overall still in passing yards. His touchdown percentage has been trash. He's like one of the bottom guys in the league as far as that goes. But I think this is going to be a good game, and I think the Chiefs offense does wake up a tad. If they don't on this game, I am done with the Chiefs. 100%. Don't believe
That's it. This is it.
It's been 10 weeks at this point. No more. Mm-hmm. And then the final game that we have here, the Rams at the 49ers.
It's the Rams for me. We embarrassed them on national television. They have to clap back. I mean, This is they have to do this.
Yeah, man. I don't. There's not a scenario in my head where I could see the Rams losing this game, unless for some odd reason San Francisco's run game just starts clicking and they control unless they're like 66% to 33% time of possession, I don't think there's any way that the Rams lose this game. Jimmy G is not a good quarterback. I don't care what anybody says. I talked to a 49ers fan earlier today. I work with this guy. He's like, nah, Jimmy G, he's so much better than Trey Lance. I'm like, I don't agree, but okay,
I don't think he's bad. I don't think he's better than Trey Lance. I think Trey Lance's ceiling's higher, but
at a certain point, dude, this team is what, 3-5?
yeah.
The 49ers?
But he's lost some stupid games, man. Him and Kirk Cousins have very similar luck.
Yeah. And listen, I'll say this. The Vikings losses are not Kirk Cousins' fault.
Yeah.
It's just shit ass. It's not like he's throwing interceptions. You know what I mean? Like, he's not doing stupid shit like Matt Stafford did. Let me do a tornado and throw to fucking Kevin Byard for no damn reason on the goal when I'm on the goal line. So dumb.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I think we only disagreed on like 2 of these.
Yeah, I think it's gonna come down to 2 games. Seahawks and Vikings for me. No. I picked Packers and Vikings. Wow, 2 NFC North teams. Interesting.
Yeah, you love the NFC North.
Kind of.
But yeah, I mean, actually, I was kind of depressed. We were going through like the first 7 games here. I was like, man, these games suck. And then we got to then we get to the afternoon games. It's like, okay, I can mess with this.
Yeah, we finally get some night games I could be really excited about.
Yeah. Not too bad at all. But that's all I got for you, Jason. You got a kneel down for us this week or no?
No, we already had the Vrabel kneel down. I should have went ahead and called it that.
That's all right. Mike Vrabel is the truth. I love that guy, and I'm going to say this: Mike Vrabel and oh my God, I can't think of his name now anymore. The offensive coordinator for the Cowboys. Holy smokes!
Fuck. He played quarterback.
He played quarterback, and I can't
at
Wyoming or some shit, or North Dakota State.
No, it was SM. Was it SMU? It was the Blue Field, Boise. Boise State, the Blue Field. That stupid ass Blue Field. Kellen Moore.
Thank you so
much.
Yeah. Mike Vrabel and Kellen Moore, hopefully at some point, are going to come against each other in a battle of great head coaches, because Kellen Moore is going to be a head coach next season. And man, I wish that he had the coaching tree that Mike Vrabel had. That's all I'm saying.
Little Bill in his life.
It says he's got Jason Garrett and Mike McCarthy. Good luck, sir.
He's brilliant, though.
No, he's great. Oh, shoot. Hold on. I really like this question. James Conner's fantasy value rest of season.
I have a sneaky suspicion that a young man named Eno Benjamin is the best running back on that team. And if you're asking me right here, right now, who I'm going to lean on and say this is going to end up being the number 1 running back in Arizona, it's Eno Benjamin. It's not James Conner. I think James Conner has very similar production as he's had this year. I know he just blew up or whatever, but I think as soon as Eno Benjamin takes that number 1 position, which I expect him to, I don't think Conner will get the early carries. I could be wrong. Eno could be the third. He could be your third down guy. I don't know. Something about his ability to do it all in that offense, and just knowing how progressive they are, I like Benjamin over James Conner for the rest of the way.
So I don't like Benjamin over Conner the rest of the way. However, this is what I would say, Kenny. If you are in a position where you feel like you're an actual championship contender, don't listen to the rest of this advice. But if you're not, if you're on the fringe, or you're even lower in the league, trade James Conner for Christian McCaffrey, because I guarantee you can. The Christian McCaffrey manager is going to be like, fuck this guy. You know what I mean? Or not, I won't say Christian McCaffrey, but you can trade James Conner for pretty much anybody. He has 10 rushing touchdowns at this point. And his first actual game where he saw volume was last week. And that's only because Chase Edmonds turned his ankle at the very, 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 very first play of the game. Jason's right. There he is. Jason. he's right. Eno Benjamin is going to eat into his workload. That hasn't mattered this season so far for James Conner because he's been incredibly productive, because he's been a goal line vulture. But when Kyler Murray gets back, oh, okay. Okay. So Kenny says a little more context to this, Jason. He says, don't have Connor, potential trade involving him. I'm 6-1 right now. Kenny, I'd like to know what the trade looks like for
what's
you.
The trade?
Yeah. If you have time, we'll stay on here for another couple minutes just to kind of help you out if you want to. But to me, James Conner is the ultimate sell high candidate right now, especially right before your playoff push. Maybe he sustains that incredible touchdown production, but mathematics say he's not going to.
No, I don't think he will.
Regression comes for everybody.
Eno's a guy I was so high on after the offseason that every dynasty I have, he's chilling on a taxi squad somewhere. I'm about to activate the shit out of that and just be extremely happy.
So I saw him play against Dallas. I think it was week 3 preseason. I actually went to the game in Phoenix and watched it. And the dude is explosive. He's big. He gets in and out of holes really quickly. Obviously, that's a preseason game. It's not all the starters or anything like that. But yeah, dude, I really do like Eno Benjamin. My buddy, one of my really good buddies here in Tucson, he went to ASU, I think. Okay, here we go. Oh my God. So Jason, this is the trade. Deontay Johnson and Leonard Fournette for DK Metcalf and James Conner. I have JT, Cooper Kupp, Tyreek Hill, and Deebo Samuel as other running backs and wide receivers. Do that trade. You're getting DK Metcalf and James Conner? I'll say this. If you're getting DK Metcalf and James Conner, do that trade yesterday.
Yeah. I'm with it. Fuck Deontay Johnson. I want Metcalf.
Yeah, I love Deontay Johnson. I think he's great. He's going to get more receptions and potentially more yards than DK. But DK is a touchdown fucking threat every time they throw him the ball. So if you're getting DK Metcalf and James Conner, pull the trigger on that immediately, Kenny.
Immediately.
But I think that's going to do it for us tonight, Jason.
It will. We got more Odell stuff coming in. I can't keep up with it, but apparently he wants to go to Green Bay, and they're not making aggressive offers. So we'll leave you all with that tonight. We don't know where he's going, but
Jason he said bye. Cool. Hey, I appreciate y'all freaking sticking with us this whole time. Love doing this for you guys. This has been terrible, this old tie and shirt thing, but be safe out there, be good out there to everybody that you come in contact with. You never know who's going through a bad time, so just be kind to each other. That's what I would say. Good luck in your fantasy matchups. And yeah, seriously, if you guys got trades and shit that you're like curious about, tell your friends too, honestly. If Kenny, Tran, whoever, if you guys got buddies, obviously, you might not want them to get the same intel that you're getting from me and Jason and Cam. Right. But if you got buddies that are not in the same league as you, tell them to hit us up on our Facebook page. Tell them to comment on the YouTube. Hit me up on Twitter at Fantasy Barbecue. Hit Jason up on Twitter at Big Chill Squad. Send us a message. I literally get probably 2 or 3 messages a week from folks asking, "Hey, Erik, who should I start?" Yada yada. I'm not always right. I'm obviously not always right because you can't always be right in fantasy football because a lot of this is luck. 100%. A lot of this is luck.
Predicting. Yep. Yeah. Predicting luck.
But that'll do it for us. Y'all be good. Jason, Tran,
ow,
put a finger in
your butt.